3, 2, 1.
What's up everyone, Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, July 22nd, 2018. The title of this video, not meant to mislead at all. This might be the most powerful video I do on Litecoin, at least in the short term. And if you're in other altcoins, this applies to you as well. It's about the volatility and the movement of Litecoin as well as other altcoins compared to Bitcoin. We wonder why. Why do they not move exactly the same as Bitcoin? We shouldn't wonder that because it's pretty obvious. Bitcoin is king in this space. It's going to do it at once. And the altcoins follow in their own unique individual ways. The important thing is to understand those unique ways so that we can anticipate, so that we can not get emotional, so that we have good portfolio performance, and ultimately we keep our sanity. So this is a video I want to do on these things, and we're going to jump right into the charts. We're going to talk about a few different data points to paint this story, to tell this story. And I think this is going to be extremely valuable to you in terms of your portfolio performance and your emotional state in this market. So let's jump in and talk about it. First off, we're going to start with the first data point, which is back in September. Litecoin down 50%. You remember that last kind of downturn before we really went up in the market, and it happened over and over again leading up to this in the continued uptrend. I want to point out, this is the first thing I want to talk about. Litecoin down 50% in that time frame. Bitcoin down 35% in that time frame. So why? Why is Litecoin performing so terribly, so much worse than Bitcoin? Well, that's what Litecoin does, and we talk about it in technical analysis videos all the time. Litecoin, more volatile. It moves more aggressively most often than Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is down 10%, it's not strange or out of the ordinary that Litecoin would be down 15% or maybe even 18, 20%. It happens, but it's okay. It's ultimately Litecoin following the footsteps of Bitcoin, but doing it more aggressively. So that's the first point. I want to, because there's been recently a lot of negative market sentiment in regards to Litecoin because it's looking weak. And on especially on the LTC BTC pair, it has gone down. But hopefully the foundational context of this video will help tell the story of what might come next for Litecoin. So that's the first data point, which is to say Litecoin moves more aggressively, it's more volatile, it's nothing new. So if you see it happening today, don't be too discouraged by that. The second point is this. I want to talk about when Bitcoin from that low, or that higher low there on the daily, just really began moving. Everybody remembers it was a great time. The uptrend was amazing. 375% gains in that time frame of September 26th to December 8th. 375%. Now, why was Litecoin in that same time frame only 100%? So Litecoin again looking weak. Market sentiment pretty good on Litecoin because obviously up 100%, not terrible, but man, Bitcoin killing it. Bitcoin doing its thing. Litecoin just a weaker version, not doing its thing. And that plays into the story of on downward turns for Bitcoin, Litecoin more aggressive. On upward turns for Bitcoin, Litecoin sees less gains, but still sees gains along with Bitcoin. So Litecoin in these two areas truly looks weaker than Bitcoin. But what Litecoin does best is surprise. Litecoin surprises people out of nowhere. And that's probably one of the most important things you can remember in this market, especially if you hold Litecoin. When market sentiment is down, and this actually applies to most altcoins, when market sentiment is down, when there is fear, when there is negativity, be prepared for positivity. Be prepared for upward moves. So we look at December 8th to the 12th, 4 days. Litecoin went crazy, 266% gains. And we ask ourselves, well, what did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin, December 8th to 12th, 10% gains. And I actually don't have it on the chart, and I'll put it up real quick, but where are we? December 8th. So the close there, and you can actually see in 2 days from there, we went down while Litecoin was going up. Bitcoin went down, and it ultimately did pop up a little bit by the end of close on the 12th to around 9 to 10%. 9 to 10% gains for Bitcoin, December 8th to 12th. 258% gains for Litecoin, December 8th to 12th. So 3 things. Number 1, don't be discouraged when Litecoin is down, even more than Bitcoin is down. It happens. It's in the charts, it's in the historical data of the charts. It's what Litecoin does. It's nothing new. Number 2, when Bitcoin is up powerfully and Litecoin is up but not as powerfully, again, don't be discouraged. It's what Litecoin does. It's what it's done in the past. It's probably what it will always continue to do. And 3, anticipate the unknown breakouts that Litecoin does have, because Litecoin is a very, very powerful cryptocurrency in terms of value, usability, and the coming adoption. Possibly the greatest adoption out of any cryptocurrency, the greatest potential Litecoin, in my opinion. One reason why it's a big part of my portfolio. One reason why I'm doing this video, because there you see it on the charts. Within 4 days, 258% gains. Bitcoin only up around 9%. That doesn't make sense. That probably won't be the last time something like that happens. So really thought it was important to really talk about this, because right now it's important to zoom out on the charts. Everybody gets wrapped up in Litecoin not performing, Litecoin being weak right now. However, some awesome things on the horizon. You might remember June futures trading being launched in the UK most recently, around a month ago or so. You can anticipate probably Litecoin futures being added as maybe a possible next step for Litecoin. Everybody remembers Bitcoin futures being added. Right now, the talk of the town is obviously Bitcoin ETFs, but expect Litecoin to continue following in Bitcoin's footsteps, just not as quickly, not how you'd want or I'd want it to, but it does follow in those footsteps. That's why I think it's a great piece of your portfolio. It's a great piece of my portfolio. So if you're long on Litecoin, take a deep breath, zoom out on the charts, understand how Litecoin likes to move. There's Bitcoin, there's Litecoin. Litecoin a little crazy, does its own thing sometimes, but anticipate that. Anticipate those things. Don't get emotional, and I think your portfolio performance, and I think if you're accumulating Litecoin, it's going to pay dividends for you. So those are my thoughts. I thought it was a very important video to do, so I wanted to record it real quick for you. Let me know your thoughts below. Have you noticed these trends? Have you noticed Litecoin, the way it moves? I like it. I don't mind it. And I think it's cool if we can be prepared for it. Really appreciate you coming by today. I hope you're having a great weekend. I will see you in the next video, and God bless.